Hey Facebook land, it's Meg. I'm coming at you live from my phone in the kitchen of my lovely new apartment that I'm sharing. There's also a cat here. His name is Zigmund, Ziggy for short. He's right over here and he's probably gonna hop on me in a second. So there he is. Hey buddy. So I wanted to pop on here very quickly. Hey Natalie. All right, Ziggy, you gotta go. I wanted to pop on here really quickly and talk to you about anxiety. I have struggled with anxiety my entire life, and I probably didn't really embrace it until maybe the last year, 2, 3, where I actually started talking about it and trying to find solutions for it and exercise some tools in my toolbox that would help me really figure out how to find a solution. And so the thing that I found out was that I needed to exercise higher levels of self-care. And so that looks like me being at home making myself food. It looks like me owning when I'm having a really anxious day and deciding to show up when I can. Self-care is the hardest thing to enact. And hey Jen, it is also the most important thing to enact when you are ailing, when you're hurting. Because you don't want to do anything and you have to now show up for yourself, right? Like you can't think of anything besides this anxiety tornado that you're inside of, and now you have to make a decision to support yourself. And so the other day I had a really bad anxiety attack and I owned it. Hey Rachel. I owned it to my family. I owned it to my friends. I owned it to my clients. I owned it to my coworkers. And I had to move all of the clients that were on my calendar for the afternoon to the next day. And as I was doing it, I kept getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And I got home and I laid down and I took a nap and I relaxed, and the goodness started to come in. My friend Callie offered me a haircut. We moved stuff out of my car. We're really just like going slow. And I realized that there were things in my personal life that needed tending to, that I wasn't allowing for. I was just showing up to work and not, hey mom, this is Zigmund, mom, isn't he cute? But I wasn't showing up for myself. And so if you're ailing with anxiety, with some piece of pain or stuckness in your life, the first medicine that I would prescribe to you as a lay person, I am not a doctor, is, hey Greg, what's up? Hey Terry. One of the number one things I would prescribe to you for your anxiety is self-care. And self-care comes in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to look a certain way, but what it does is it honors exactly what you need in the moment that you need it. And I will tell you, they are often things that don't resonate with the culture of busy that we live in. So it looks like canceling some appointments, saying no to more things, honoring when you don't really want to do something. And great news, if you have anxiety, here's some messaging that will free you up. It's okay to change your mind. That doesn't take you out of integrity. It's okay to be in a different place you were than when you said yes to something. And it's only the pressure that you're putting on yourself. What will they think about me? How will they react? Will I lose this friendship? How will it show up? How's it all going to pan out? That is actually making your anxiety bigger, making your anxiety heavier. So self-care, and you know what? Sprinkle some self-compassion on top of that. Because you have to go inside to that voice, that child that's ailing, that's nervous, that is anxious, and tell yourself, it's going to be okay. This too shall pass. But in a thought tornado, in an anxiety tornado, does anybody hear that shit? I know I don't. It takes me to have resources, support systems of self-care and people in my awareness to help mirror that back to me. I feel you, Natalie. I feel you. And so self-care doesn't mean just showing up for yourself. It also means asking for support. I can't do all of this right now. I'm physically unable to do this because of what's happening inside my mind, which is manifesting in my body. Can you help me? It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you incapable. It doesn't make you a burden. You are never a burden to the people that you care about and the people that care about you. No matter what you've done, what it looks like. If they don't want to help you anymore, they'll step away. It's on them. It's up to you as a conscious creator intentioning your best life to show up for yourself, to ask for what you need, and to make sure that your feelings are met. What up, Alan? To make sure your needs are met. There's this wonderful practice of communication called nonviolent communication. And nonviolent communication is all about saying what needs weren't met. So the sentence goes like this. Say somebody said something mean to you. Hey, when you said that it really bothered you when I was late, it didn't meet my need for empathy. So that frees up both parties on either side to release their anxiety of how they're going to communicate this thing. And just say, this happened, you did this, and it's not good, bad, or indifferent, but it didn't meet this need. And when you start looking very closely at where your needs are being met, both emotionally and physically, and where they are not, that is also an act of self-compassion. Because you will start to see where you are out of alignment with your core values in your relationships, in your work, in the things that you're choosing to bring into your life. And it's okay to say no. Because the best medicine that you can prescribe yourself for anxiety is self-care and self-compassion. And it's often the hardest medicine to swallow because you have to choose it for yourself and you have to show up for yourself. But I promise you that there is relief in that. I promise you that when you start to create space, when you start to schedule yourself on your calendar, that you will honor your deepest desires, you will honor your deepest intentions by simply saying, I care enough about myself to care, to show up, to say, hey, it's okay to slow down. Astrologically speaking, we're about to go into a pretty eclipsey season. A lot of retrograde stuff happening and people freak out, technology stuff, communication issues, but really this is a time to take inventory in your life. What's working for me, what's not working, and slow down. Stop making decisions. Stop people pleasing. Go inward and understand what's working and what's not. Because I promise you, when you get in alignment with who you are and what you want to be in the world and what you want to radiate into the world, you will bring that back. Our wonderful, one of our wonderful leaders at our co-working space, Next Court, Larry Cohn, who I hope watches this video because he is such an inspiration to me, had a law of attraction workshop the other day, and he talked about being a radio. When you turn the radio on, you tune it into a station, and that signal comes back. Right? And what you expected to tune into is what you get back. And the same works in your awareness. What you tune into in your mind, in your heart, is what you're going to get back. So if you're perpetuating, if you're in and perpetuating a cycle of anxiety, you're only going to get more anxiety back. So it's better to put a pause and honor what you need in that moment, which is likely rest, which is likely restoration, which is likely peace and serenity. And so how do you offer that to yourself? It's going to be different for everybody, but I promise you that there is a lightness inside of it. And it might be hard to choose it, but there's expansion on the other side of that. So if you're struggling with anxiety, please know that you are not alone. There are people just like me who you come on here and watch videos and you might have some perception that I've got it all together, but I'm just like you, figuring it out, a constant work in progress. And it is my honor to share these little whims of inspiration with you, to have you here to share in it with me. And as always, I'm here for you guys. If I can be a resource to you in your healing, in your expansion, please reach out to me. You can catch me on Facebook Messenger. You can hit me up on my cell phone. You can send me an email. I'm in St. Louis if you want to send a carrier pigeon. Whatever it is that you need to get relief, prescribe it to yourself in the safest way possible, which is in the form of self-care. So with that, my friends, have the best day. Be well. I keep looking at the wrong camera. I keep looking in the middle like I'm on my computer. Be well. Honor your highest levels of self-care and know that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. Big hugs and so much love, friends.